so please help me out. It's called My Shape Keto at this point. We'll be able to change that name back over to My Shape Lipo in about a week. But I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm getting excited. I'm going to Mexico tomorrow morning, and we're going to Cancun for a little R&R. It's been a long couple weeks, sucking tons of fat out of people, making a big dramatic change. And we've been helping a lot of people to get healthier, and that's really, for me, what is exciting. I like the fact that we can help individuals to get lighter and healthier, but more importantly, to really get to that point where they feel better about themselves. And when you start to feel better about yourself, it's almost like anything is possible. And what I've seen, and you guys have probably seen this in following our patients on the private Facebook group, like this individual right here, she posted her pictures on the group, and just seeing them grow and advance in their life, in their own life, is really, to me, what is so exciting. And for you, you may be thinking about getting this procedure, and you just don't know what it is to do to get to where you want to be. And this is one path. Yes, Tina, we got banned, like head chopped off on TikTok. So I get, and they don't even tell you why. So I don't know, we're starting over again on TikTok, so please, go follow the page. But I don't even know why. They don't tell us why we got kicked off either. So we'd had some violations, and they claimed that we had nudity and stuff. But this is the type of pictures that we show, and we censor the shit out of our pictures, but we still got banned. And it is what it is. So we're starting over. So if you guys can go jump on, it's My Shape Keto. In Facebook, I put the link up there. On Instagram, you're just gonna have to go jump over there and search My Shape Keto. And we can change the name in about a week. They make sure that you need like a month's notice or whatever to tell them to change. When will we be back in the office for in-person consultations? I don't know. You got to call the office. I will be out of town for this next week, 7 days, Wednesday to Wednesday. So I'll be back next Thursday, and I'm probably not going to want to run in there to do a bunch of consultations. But I do, doing the consultations virtually, it works out really well, and I prefer to have that. See, I like to have the perfect angle of pictures. I can tell exactly what I need to see if I have the right angles. I've seen this. I've done this for 17 years and over 15,000 procedures. So I'd rather have a perfect angle picture than to have you on like a video conference. Even having you in person is, it's nice to see that stuff, but it's totally not necessary. I don't need that, and you probably won't like me grabbing and groping your body, feeling the fat. But if you need that, and a lot of that's like you just need it psychologically. You need that. What's the word? That extra point of contact, and you need to know that I've seen the problem to understand that I can fix the problem. And I get it. That's cool. If you need that, I can definitely help you with that. What's up, La Queen? So this Raina, nice to see you. Raina, what's up? You may have heard we got kicked off of TikTok. We got banned. We need your help. Go follow us. We have a new page. It's called My Shape Keto. Go follow us there, please. Tina, you say, where are we located? We're in Vegas or Henderson area, if you're familiar. Yeah, so the formal consultations are where you're able to upload photos. And you see pictures like this. This is really an example for those of you who have really challenging situations, and it's just to understand that if we can help really, really challenging situations like this, if yours isn't even close to that, then just imagine what we can do for you. That's why I don't put my best stuff forward. This is awesome. This is my best, I think my best performance, in that it's changing her body, and it's a big dramatic change. But a lot of doctors take their perfect candidates, their ideal weight candidates, and show you like a perfect person what they did with liposuction. But most of my patients aren't perfect. Most of them have problems, and most of them have big problems. So I like to show my challenging situations just so you can understand, if I can do it for them, I can do it for you. What's up, Jessica Miller? Mary says, can you do inner thighs? Of course we can do inner thighs. So I specialize specifically in liposuction. So liposuction is just the removal of fat. And Tina wants pictures of arms.
Okay.
And so we specialize in the removal of fat, and it's from any part of your body. So whatever, like this is thigh. This is actually thighs in the middle of thighs, and I like this picture. Just this is in the middle of the procedure. Literally, we did one thigh, not the other, and so you can see how she had. You can see first of all that the skin retracts back. So there's not this like empty sack of skin like people believe there's going to be. That doesn't happen. So clearly, there's still some weird stuff going on in the inner thigh there. That's just because of the looseness of the skin. We broke up all the connective tissue during the procedure. So this is what it looks like in the middle of the procedure. Obviously, it's not the final results. Um, in the final results, if you can imagine, if we keep the skin in the proper position and we put the compression garments on, the skin will, the body forms scar tissue, which adheres everything down and sticks everything together like glue. Okay, the queen says, actually the only it did was the abdomen and pubic area, and the faja has been molding my lower back really good, but I need to get that done. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're on here asking questions and keeping us posted, keeping us updated. Tina says no skin removal, no skin removal on any of the pictures. We don't even do that stuff. So you don't have to ask it on any of the pictures. We don't do any of that. It's cutting away the skin. The only way someone gets to us, um, if they've had that surgery before, that's it. They come to us and they've already had skin removal or they already had tummy tuck or whatever the case. But we don't do any of that stuff ourselves, and we don't recommend it. Most of our patients are looking to avoid those procedures. How long do you recommend staying in Vegas? So we recommend that you come the day before the procedure to get checked in, and you can stay for 48 hours afterwards. And really, the issue with that is this: that you need to you're going to be draining fluid, so it's messy afterwards. So if it's messy afterwards, it's just inconvenient. So while you can travel right away, but it's inconvenient, it's slow because it's messy. And so if you can avoid that by just staying still for 48 hours, and not still, but just staying in Vegas for that 48 hours would be better. All right. Ellie says she's coming soon. Claudia says it looks like they lost elasticity in the way it's not too loose. Well, first of all, Claudia, whenever you look at any of these pictures, you got to realize these are individuals, and just like you are. So just like you have some weird issues that these people are not going to have, they have some weird issues that first of all, you can't appreciate in a photo, but second, they got weird shit, right? When you get bigger, you start to have stretch marks, you start to have looser skin, you start to have, you know, potentially collagen issues and looseness of the skin issues and tissue issues, and everybody has different stuff, right? So when you see this stuff, you don't really know what their problem is. You're just seeing the final result, and it doesn't start out this way. It takes time. A lot of these times, like the intermittent stuff, the pictures that you may see, they're intermittent. So they're at like 2 months out when really the whole healing process may take longer. But I like to show these things just so you guys understand that this is a process, and it's not like magic. It's not like we just wave this magic wand and all of a sudden everything just happens magically. It would be nice, but like this is Rebecca. She's on our private Facebook group. You can follow her story and talk to her. She's changed her whole lifestyle. So, and you can see that in the things that she's posting online, and her confidence level, and she's posting stuff that of her going to the gym now and eating healthy food and just drinking plenty of water and exercising. She's going to races now, like these obstacle course races, and it's a bonding experience with her kid. But it's awesome. It's just movement, right? And that's what is so important. I just keep talking about this: is you got to drink plenty of water, you got to move, and these basic foundational things. So I find so many of these people that I'm doing consultations with, they just completely miss it. It's like it's somehow they didn't think that it's important. And I asked them, how much water are you drinking? Like barely any. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're 250 pounds and you're drinking like 8 ounces to 12 ounces a day. Like that's craziness, craziness. Your body is 80 to 85% water, right? So if your body's that much water and you're drinking like a fraction of what you need, like a small fraction, you're living in chronic dehydration, and it's synonymous to running a car without oil, right? It doesn't make sense, and eventually it's going to seize up, and that's exactly what happens to the humans. We first of all we start gaining weight when nothing starts to work. Our metabolism slows down. Our body's in this fight or flight mode where it's chaotic, and so we start gaining weight, and this is all consequences of the Western diet. And so if you can change your diet, you can change everything. I keep saying this, you are what you eat. We're accumulations of what we consume. And what we consume is both mentally, visually, the way that we think about things, our attitude. If you have a negative attitude, do you think it's going to affect things? Absolutely, right? If you have a negative outlook on life, you're more likely to have a negative outlook on everything else. But the people that are successful are the ones that project positivity. And when you project positivity, it's like almost setting precedent of this is what you expect. You expect things to be good, and they seem to be. And I know from my own practice. How long do you stay recommend? We recommend that you come in the day before the procedure and stay for 2 days after. What's up, Kat from My Shape is answering some questions here. So if you guys get that question, she's posting. Let's see, she's posting our quick quote. Thank you, Kat. Let's see if we can pin that comment. Will that work? No, that was the wrong one. All right. So when you're considering getting liposuction, the things that you need to consider is that first of all, don't get this unless you're ready to transform your life, because if you're not ready to change your lifestyle and you're thinking of liposuction as if it's like I get this so I can continue to eat like crap. If that's your thought process, then just don't even bother. At least don't come with me, because I want people that are ready to transform their life. Because once I can make you look like this, if you don't continue on and follow a healthier diet and eat better, then you're gonna turn right back into this heavier person, this unhealthy person, because it's the habits that you do. You're an accumulation of your habits. So if you're doing on a daily basis where you're not taking care of yourself, then it's just a matter of time that you turn back into that person. You're just an accumulation of your habits. It takes time. I'll tell you, these people that my patients that come back for trying to get treatment in the same areas, it's usually takes about 2 years of not taking care of yourself. And obviously, after the whole COVID thing, we got a bunch of people that were complaining, saying that, oh, because I was kept at home, and that's a bullshit excuse. Because I didn't gain weight, I lost weight. I got in better shape because my thought process is I'm stuck at home. I should work out and get in shape. That was my thought process, not sit on the couch and eat, carbs. So it just depends on where your thought process is. The excuses that you give are your reasons and your things, your personal things that you need to get over, right? So if you're saying, oh, I don't want to do that, well, that's exactly what you need to do. In most cases, it's the things that you don't want to do. Those are usually exactly what you need to do in order to get over the hump, right? And whatever that is for you. Okay, what's the difference between the implant and the fat transfer to the breast? Good question. Okay, so fat transfer to the breast is where we're taking fat from one area. So a lot of times I like to do this with the front of the abdomen, particularly if you have your side profile and your breasts are sticking out here and your belly's sticking out here. We need to make it so the belly is sticking out, is flat back here and the breasts are sticking out here. So just that alone will make the breast look larger. So then when we take the fat out of there, then we inject that back in. And typically when I see women, if we're re-inflating, so those of you who had larger breasts before, and then maybe breastfeeding or weight loss or whatever the case, they've lost the volume. I like to re-inflate in the upper portion of the chest here and the cleavage area, so we get more volume here. So when you use your push-up bras, you can do your magic and create the shapes that you're looking to create. So what's the difference? The difference is, it's the implant is a fixed object that they're putting in there, so you're going to get whatever they put in there. And so, but the thing is obviously you're going to take scars, you're going to do general anesthesia, and whatever recovery comes with that, right? But the fat transfer it's more natural looking and feeling, so it's your fat. So, but the thing is like we don't know exactly what's going to take, so there's some uncertainty there. So, and it's the trade-off is when you do fat transfer, you're not going to get the perfect shape like you would with an implant, but you get less scars. You're going to get more of a natural look and feel to the fat transfer than you will with the implants. So these are things that you just need to choose, right? Why did they ban you from TikTok? Kara asks. That's a great question. I wish they told you or told me. They don't. I literally woke up this morning and I couldn't log in, and that was it. And they said you've been banned. Now, I'm not saying that was the only thing. We had violations, and they had said that we were adult content and nudity, is that was a thing. So I don't know what they banned me for. Honestly, I was showing pictures, and these are the pictures we show, the same pictures that we show. In fact, on TikTok, I would censor the shit out of this stuff. So I would cover up the boobs. I would cover up the pubic area. I'd cover up any of the butt crack, any of that stuff. I'd cover up all that stuff, and it is what it is. So we're starting over. Like I can pout about it and get mad at them. I'm not mad. We were only on there for 2 months, and I built a following of almost 22,000. So I'm sure I can do it again. But I need your help. Just jump on there. We have it's My Shape Keto right now. So if you just follow and tell people, get some. So we just need to get above 1,000, and once I get above 1,000, I can go live again, and then we'll boost the numbers up quick from there. But I don't know what I did wrong, right? And that's the thing. It's like, what did I do wrong? And if I don't know what I did wrong, then how do I know how to not get banned again? That's the thing I'm really concerned about. I wish I knew. I mean, if they just told me don't show pictures, then I wouldn't show pictures. But it just seems weird. Okay, how much fat can you remove at one time? Tina White asks. It's different for each individual. So when we do these like larger volume liposuction for bigger, higher BMI individuals, for this one in particular, so what we do, because there are limitations in how much fat that we can remove, what I do is I start to isolate the area. So on larger individuals like this, I don't know what her BMI is, but let's just say it's 33, right? So a BMI of 33, she carries the bulk of her weight in the front of her abdomen. When you carry the bulk of the weight in the front of your abdomen, then we expect to get more fat out. So then what my thought process was is I want to get more fat out of that area so we can make the belly go flat. So I can make that fold over, go away. And so what I did is I isolated. So I get more fat out of that area just on the front of the abdomen. And that's where we get these big dramatic change. So it's a different philosophy. So we're still getting out a ton of fat. We get a ton of fat. We make big dramatic change. But how much is it on you? I don't know. The key is the plan. And so we plan on doing a safe procedure, and that's just foresight. So I think of this stuff beforehand, and I try to keep it safe. And that's one of the things that we talk about in your formal consultation is we'll talk and see what your level of risk is. These are not small procedures. These are not small procedures, and it is traumatic to your body, and it's uncomfortable, and the recovery process, and it's like you just have to realize what you're getting yourself into. And part of my job is explaining what you're getting yourself into, what the aftermath is, and what you have to do. And if you're down for it, and if you're willing to take the risk, and you're willing for the positives and the negatives, then we can move forward. But you have to go in this with eyes wide open. It's the people that go in here like asleep. They just trust. They're like, oh, he's done this a lot, so I just trust him. I put all my faith in him. Those are the people that don't think. They go to sleep and they're like, hey, just you take care of me. And they're like totally oblivious. They're not paying attention. They don't have any idea how to take care of themselves after the procedure. They're not going to change their diet or exercise, and there's no fun dealing with them. Seriously, it's a pain in the ass to deal with it. Those are the people that make me want to quit doing this. So I'd rather deal with the people that are ready to change, know how to change, and after we take the fat out of them, you got to continue on the path. Okay. Someone says probably haters. Probably, I was thinking, I do tend to speak truths that a lot of the, like Big Pharma doesn't like me when I'm talking about stuff. They don't like me, so I get curious. Maybe that's the stuff. Who knows? Okay, Pamela says if you do a fat transplant to the breast and you lose weight, will that affect the fat of the breast? Absolutely. But so this is the thought process you gotta have, right? Your body, when you lose weight, the fat cells, each individual cell will, over your entire body, will shed a certain, and the whole body will reduce in size. As your body sheds fat, the whole body will shrink in size. When you gain weight, all the fat cells, they expand uniformly. That's why you're going to gain more weight where you have more fat cells. So when you call your problem area, that's where you have more fat cells. Now, say we do liposuction, let's say in the front of the abdomen here, and we take all that fat off of there, and we get, say, 80-90% of the fat off of your belly. Now, when you gain weight, you're gonna gain weight where the fat cells are. They're not here anymore. They're like on the back, they're on your butt, they're on your thighs, they're on your face, they're on your arms, wherever they are. That's where you gain them. And if you lose them, you're gonna notice them more because every fat cell reduces similarly. So if you have more fat cells elsewhere, you'll see a bigger change in those areas, right? So when you after these procedures, ideally you maintain the same weight, or if you lose weight, things seem to get better. Now with fat transfer, you can play with your level of what your comfort level is. And some of these girls say, I just gained a few pounds, and since they have more fat on their breasts get bigger. So you'll find this sweet spot, this happy medium, this whatever you're comfortable with, that you'll find that level. We are only in Vegas with only Vegas. Vegas is awesome. Okay, do you need lymphatic massages for liposuction? You don't need anything really. I mean, it's whether you want the lymphatic massages, and they are recommended. So I do recommend you do that. They help to improve your lymphatic drainage, which helps the swelling after the procedure. Also, after these procedures, when you put these compression garments on, the compression garments themselves can cause irregularities and indentations on the skin. So if you do the massages regularly, they can keep smoother results. And you see, like, especially when we get like large volume, we take a lot of fat out, the skin really retracts back, but when it retracts back, there's a lot of room for error. There's like for overlapping skin or indentations and stuff like that. So the massages help to keep everything as smooth as possible. But when we're reducing a significant volume, there's definitely the massages help, I would say. Okay, what's the difference, or does it make what they do after the procedure if they paid for the procedure? Yolanda. See, that's where you're thinking. This is like the person that's only thinking about money. Like, what does it matter if once you get their money, what do you care what they do, right? Well, this is the difference, Yolanda. I'm a long-term thinker, and I know that if this person goes and gets on her diet and gets a healthy lifestyle. So for one, I started the process, so she's gonna give me the credit. And then two, because she's healthy and she's improved herself, people are gonna ask her, how'd you do it? I'm part of the process. And if she's got good results, all of her friends and family will be like, I want to be like that. And so now when you're talking about money, the one person money, I'm getting 10-person money. So, and not only that, I'm helping change the world. And each of these individuals, I'm helping more because I care more about them as a person than just about the money. So I know that maybe the thought process might be just get the money and run, and that's probably why the money's not coming to you, right? But what I'm focused on now is helping people, and I create these stories. That's what I'm trying to create, these long-term journeys, and help these people to change their life. Also, they come back to treat other areas, so it's repeat business from that standpoint. If I take care of them, right? If I do a good job, if I don't do a good job, they're not coming back. They're going somewhere else. So it behooves me to take care of people and care about them. And I do, and that's why it matters, because I care about them, and that's why we get the results that we get, because I care what those results are, and not only that, I care what they are for the long term. So, do you offer nutritional plan and supplements, Claudia? That's a good question. So I've just recently added on to our practice. We have a ketone supplement that we're talking about, and I'm going to start adding on some other things that we are promoting and pushing, because a lot of people are asking me for these different nutritional type supplements and things of that nature. So I think that is something that I'm going to start recommending, because I've certainly done a lot of research myself. And so we have this ketone supplement that helps mimic the benefits of the keto diet and fasting. So in the fasting and the keto diet, the purpose is to get your body into ketosis. And when you get your body into ketosis, it starts to burn fat as opposed to burning sugar and carbohydrates. So I highly recommend researching the keto diet. There's lots of benefits there, but it may be hard for you to follow. So the ketone supplement makes the whole process easier. It gets you into ketosis and keeps you there. So you're getting all the benefits of fasting, but you don't have to fast. It's awesome, like awesome. It's going to help you lose weight, but this is more of like a whole full body reset, and that's why I really like it. When you're living the ketosis lifestyle, people call it like paleo. It's more of a low carb, low sugar diet, and if you can do that for the long term, you start to burn fat. But the nice thing with the supplement is it gets you into that fat burning like that, and it keeps you there for like 4 to 6 hours. So you take two supplements a day, 2 drinks a day, and all of a sudden you're burning fat for like 8 to 12 hours. It's awesome. And your life changes quickly, I'm telling you. And then once you start losing the fat, you realize that there's a bunch of toxins in the fat. So once the fat starts spilling out, the toxins that were in the fat starts coming out. Just like when you're fasting, it's the detoxing of your body. And as you detox your body, you start to feel better because of the anti-inflammatory effect. So your arthritis improves, your breathing improves, those little aches and pains are just like disappear. Your diabetic gets better controlled, your blood sugars go down, I mean your high blood pressure goes down. There's so many benefits to this. How long do you have to wear compression garments for? We recommend that you wear the compression garments for anywhere from a month to 6 months after the procedure, and it's very vague on purpose. So don't come back and say what are you talking about? It's very vague on purpose. The compression garments are for swelling. So if you have swelling, you should wear a compression garment. And I leave it up to you. Some of these girls love wearing the compression garments, and others hate them. So I'm like a free will guy. So like if you want something, then I'm going to tell you this is good for you and this is the reason why, but it may hurt you in this way. So there's pros and cons to everything. So choosing to get out of the compression garments early might be more comfortable. Consequences, you might have some more swelling that might last longer, right? And it's a trade-off, and you get to choose, right? It's your choice. So I'm just here to guide you through this process and tell you the pros and cons. Pamela Brown says people don't understand that surgery is one part of the process, lifestyle change and maintenance is another. It's absolutely, this combination is in between. It's all together. It's not one thing or the other. It's all. And I also suggest like the lifestyle habits. There's not one thing that fits everybody, but there's some basic things that are foundational. Everybody should be aware of. Drinking water. You should be drinking at least half your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you should be drinking 100 ounces a day. Across the board. That's the minimum, right? Drinking more water is even better, right? Our bodies are about 80 to 85% water, so that drinking the proper amount of water is like the lubricant, the oil that makes everything work. And if you're drinking enough, your blood pressure is good, your blood is circulating all the nutrients good, your filtration organs, your kidneys and your liver, everything's working well. And you think your metabolism works better? Hell yeah, it does. And so that's just one foundational thing, drinking enough water. So many people are missing out on that simple, basic thing. Movement. What are you doing to move? This could be walking, right? A lot of people track, they say 10,000 steps a day. That's cool. If that's your thing, if walking is your thing, awesome. You should do that. But what if that's not you? Then maybe you like to play, some sport, basketball or volleyball or something. I like to play soccer. You do whatever makes you happy, right? But you got to do something. You got to be on your feet and moving. If you don't use it, you lose it. And that's your mental, that's your physical, that's everything. So if you want to continue with a physical life on forward, then you got to start doing. And so I had this realization the other day that I was trying to talk to people and I'm like, man, how do you have so much energy to do all the things that you do? You're all over the place. And it's like, you're able to do all these things. You play soccer, you work out, you're running, I'm all over the place, right? And to me, everything is in slow motion. I do these things I'm very methodical about it. But I asked myself, I'm like, why do I have more energy and other people don't? Is it what I'm eating? And the truth is like, I'm barely eating anything. I eat like one meal a day. So I do intermittent fasting. I'm doing this ketone thing, and that I think that's helped, but that's not the only reason why. And so I had this realization, and it made me think. I was like, you know what? Whatever I've asked for, I've gotten. And what I mean by that is, whenever I ask my body to do more, it always comes through and says, "Sure, here's the energy." Right? I wanted to run a marathon. Here's the energy. I wanted to run another race. Here's the energy. I wanted to do, pack all my procedures into, 1 week. And here's the energy. And you can do all this stuff. And I was able to do everything that I wanted. And I was given the energy that I was asking, that I was demanding of my body. So what I realized is that you only get what you demand of your body. Just simply saying, I wish I had energy, that's not good enough, right? And let me give you an example. So when you go to the gym, how do you build more muscle, right? You got to lift the weights. You got to put forth the energy And then your body's like, hey, maybe we need to have bigger muscles too. If we have another day like this, we got to have bigger muscles, so we should make bigger muscles. So doing the hard work triggers the body to make more muscles, so then you get stronger. Well, the same thing happens with every other aspect of your life, right? If you want to be able to do more, and you're like, I don't just don't have the energy though. So most people are like waiting to get the energy, then they're gonna do more. But it's the exact opposite. You got to start doing more, and then your body's like, we got to create more energy, and it starts creating more energy. And then that things that you started to do isn't hard anymore because now your body created more energy. And so then what do you have to do? You have to ask for more. I want more. Let's do more. Okay, okay. God's like, I'll give you more energy. What are you gonna do with it? You're like, I'm gonna sit on the couch. He's like, you don't need that energy. We'll take it away. We'll take it away. You don't need that. But if you say, you know what, I need the energy because I want to go. I want to go walk. 20,000 steps a day. Here you go. There's the energy for you. You get it. So you have to demand more out of yourself, or you'll never get it. That's the key. If you don't demand more out of yourself, you'll never receive what you want unless you ask for it. And if you want to have a better body, you just need to start asking for it. And realizing that this isn't just a given, there's no free lunch. You have to put in the effort, put in the work. And I can make your body smaller like this, but if you don't put in the work, then you turn right back into the same person. So living the lifestyle is key. Can this eliminate lipedema fat? It is possible. Does the supplement give you a better shape with the liposuction? So the supplement helps get you healthy. So think of it like a whole mind and body reset. The ketone supplement gets you into ketosis, whether you have the perfect diet or not. So while you're working on improving your diet, this helps make the whole process easier. So you'll be healthier, lose weight, have a clearer mind, and more importantly, it helps to get you like just motivated to work hard and do things. So, but regarding the shape, the liposuction is going to change the shape. So whether you come in, and you lost weight or you gained weight, that's the liposuction is going to take care of that regardless. So you guys do Lipo 360? Absolutely, we do Lipo 360. And I'm just going to remind you guys one more time, we recently got kicked off of TikTok. So if you follow us on TikTok, make sure you go back there. We have a new page. You guys can search My Shape Keto. I put the link on Instagram, and then it's in Facebook as well in the post. So please follow us, or we need to get the followers. We need about 1,000 followers in order to get to be able to go live there. Right, what's up, Creole Essentials? Kitty Cats on Instagram answering questions. Creole says, I love these educational videos. So I've been on TikTok, you guys. I've been on TikTok for the past couple months, and we built this following there, like 22,000 people, really quick. But then they banned us. And TikTok's different. It's different than here. In TikTok, they ask like non-stop questions. It's like rapid fire, but it's the same questions over and over. So I don't get to talk and explain to you guys in more details because it's like short answers. So Shirley Woods asked, are you board certified? So I am board certified, but I'm a physician assistant to PA. I'm actually board certified in the medical board, the Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine board. I'm been for the PA board, the state board, the national board. I paid all my fees. I have insurance, all that stuff. Everything's legal, but more importantly, these are all my results. All the pictures that you see on our page, on any of our profiles, anything with this logo, that's me. It's all me. So to me, I don't like being boxed in by labels. So they call me a PA, whatever that means to them. But I am, I'm like a lipo superhero. That's what I'd rather my title be, is the lipo superhero, the guy that can make this fat disappear and these big bellies disappear. That's the magic that I've been taught over the years. It's the techniques that I've developed, and this is really just it's repetition. I've done the same thing over and over and over for so long. Are there more risk for older people? So it just depends. When you say older people, it just depends. If you're in good health, then then no, this was a 74-year-old, and she had liposuction, and she had multiple different liposuction procedures. So what is, age isn't really the problem. It's whether your health is an issue, and if your health is an issue, your health is an issue, and will it affect things? Absolutely, if that's your problem. Claudia says your jobs are excellent. Well, thank you. So like that's why I say just you know I'm irrelevant. I don't like the spotlight. I don't need you guys to put me in front. I don't like the celebrity or whatever. But just look at the pictures and talk to the patients. Go to our private Facebook group and talk to these people because they're the ones that post these pictures. I'm just sharing them. Talk to them, and if they see if they like me, and if they like me, then maybe you can trust me. So but it's not about a piece of paper or some board that I paid money to get licensing or whatever. It's not about that. That certainly doesn't make me any better or worse. So in the fact that you've been programmed to believe that stuff that's the bullshit. In our society, we've been programmed to believe that if you have some certain piece of paper or you went to this certain location, school where the school is, because you had that behind your name or you have some letters behind your name or something that makes you better than the next guy. But the reality is like I've seen some terrible, terrible doctors, terrible surgeons, and guys that have everything on paper looks good, but they're still butchering people out there, and it happens every single day. And it's because the people that believe that the paper means anything, they're the ones that are getting fooled, and they get fooled by this stuff, and then they put their life on the line, and shit happens. And like Murphy's law, if it can't happen, it likely will, just a matter of time. What about if you have fibromyalgia? Brenda asks. So, I don't know. I don't know if there's any specific studies on this, but I can speak from personal experience. I've had a few patients that have had fibromyalgia, and it seems to help. I don't know exactly how it works, but the ones that said they had, for example, they had arm pain, and we treated the arms, and they said the pain disappeared. I don't know how that works. I don't know why it works, but it's a neurological issue. Like maybe as the placebo effect, right? Who knows? But I know that they said it was better, and so if you the other thing to think about though is it's possible any trauma like this could cause more issues with something like fibromyalgia or some of those neurological issues. It could cause more flare-ups. So you have to go into it with eyes wide open and realize that there are some risks involved, and we could help make things better, but it's also possible to have complications. Okay, have you done a type 1 diabetes? Absolutely. It's really important for the diabetics that you just need to have it controlled medically. So you're taking, you have to eat a healthier diet to make sure that the medications are working properly for you. Okay, Shirley says, I've been watching your work. I have high blood pressure and diabetes. Can I still do this? Yes, Shirley. Again, it's many of our larger individuals, because it's the fat itself that's the problem. So many of the individuals who have more fat have the problems like diabetes and hypertension. It's the fat that causes the problem. So that's why I'm seeing this over and over and over and over. I've been doing this for 17 years, and I see repetition over and over and over. The same people have the same problems, and it's just plug in, plug out, plug in, plug out. I'm just trading out, and I'm able to do this for people. And when I do this for people, it's the same effect, right? The blood pressure goes down, the diabetes gets better controlled. Across the board. It's like every time when we do large volume liposuction and these people are able to get off their medications, they feel better, and more importantly, it's the confidence afterwards that they get. That's where the magic is. Okay, Kiyomi says, I'm 2 weeks post-op from Lipo 360. How long until I can come to you to do another session? We usually recommend waiting 30 days. And that's to let the medication get out of your system and allow for the inflammatory process to run its course. But after a month, you may not be ready still. So we just have to, the month is the minimum. We just got to wait and see how you're doing, and if that's reasonable at that time. But that's awesome that you're already, rearing to go at 2 weeks. That means you must be doing really well. I hope you've been posting pictures to our private Facebook group so we can follow you there. Is it covered by PPO insurance? Probably not, Norma. I don't accept insurance, and we don't bill insurance. So if you want to try and get the procedure, then go get it reimbursed. You can absolutely try that, but best of luck. You have to prove that it's medically necessary. So it usually takes some detective type work to piece this stuff properly together, because it just has, you have to create the illusion for them. They have to see it in a certain way so it appears to be medically necessary, which it is medically necessary, but you have to put it in a way that they believe it, right? And insurance companies don't believe shit, and they certainly don't want to pay. So good luck. Brenda asks, where are you located? We are in Vegas. Most of our patients, about 80-85% of them, are flying in from out of state. Because most of them, they can't find something like this close to them. And it's you're coming for the results. This is not something that anybody can do. So those, like, even if you have some doctor around you that says, "Hey, I'll do your abdomen for $2,000," and you're like, "Yay!" No, run for the hills. Don't do it. Those are the people that they'll go butcher you. You got all kinds of irregularities and weird shit. And then now you have to come to me to get it fixed. And now that you got all this scar tissue, first of all, I'm not going to give you a discount because you made a mistake going to someone else. So it's still going to be full price. And then second is, once you got all this scar tissue from the first procedure, it makes it more difficult. So get it done right the first time, then you'll never have to get it done again. That's the key. Right? Stop making the same mistakes multiple times. You got to do it right the first time. We're located in Vegas. Okay, at what level should your A1C be to be able to do this? So ideally, we want you to be below a 7.5. Okay, what are the prices? Danielle. So here on Facebook, we have a pinned comment, which is from Kat at MyShape, and it has our quick quote. You can also go to our website, myshapelipo.com, and on the front there's a link for the quick quote, and the quick quote will allow you to get your instant pricing. It's free. Now, once you've seen the pricing and you're ready to move forward, the next step is a formal consultation that we charge for. But again, those are for serious individuals who are ready to move forward. Does arm lipo leave the arms lumpy? Well, if the surgeon and the one that did it leaves them lumpy, then yes. But if you do it right and you get the fat out smoothly, then it shouldn't be lumpy. Now, anytime you do any of these procedures, there's going to be the possibility and potential for scar tissue to form and irregularities from adhesions and things of that nature. So you got to realize that going into this there are a lot of things going on. It's not just like magic happens and it's perfect every time. It's not like that. There's always going to be something that you wish it was a little bit better. You wish the skin tightened up a little bit better here. You wish you didn't have this little adhesion here. You wish you didn't have this little fold on your stomach. You wish this. That's great. You can wish all those things, but you just got to be realistic and realize that just because it didn't turn out perfect doesn't mean it's still not awesome. It's still awesome. It's just not perfect, and that's the way it is. Danielle, please go to the website, the quick quote, myshapelipo.com, and you can find our quick quote. Okay, are you board certified? I am board certified, but I'm a physician assistant to PA. I've been practicing medicine for about 20 years now. I've been specifically focused on liposuction for the past 17 years. I've done over 15,000 procedures, and more importantly, all the pictures that you'll see behind me are my work. They're not photoshopped, and a lot of the pictures you'll see are the actual individuals that post the pictures. You'll see this is taken in a bathroom, right? It's not our picture. She posted this stuff publicly, so it kind of gives a little bit more credibility. But more importantly, you can go to our private Facebook group and actually communicate with these people. Is this Rebecca? No, I don't know. But on our private Facebook group, you can actually communicate with these people, which gives you, I think, the level of security mentally to realize that this is real people, have real issues, and you'll see the results on real people. And it's not just like we have patients that have had the procedure 5, 6, 7 years ago that are sharing their stuff still on the group, and then we have people that just got the procedure like a week ago, and you'll see the whole spectrum, everything in between of what happens to these people. And the cool thing is you can follow their journeys, and you follow their journeys, and you can see how they progress, which is awesome. It's fun to see how they go from this insecure person who was hiding to all of a sudden they're like showing their shit, right, and wearing the clothes that they always wanted to wear but they never could. So now they feel confident and happy, and it's fun to watch.
I want to show you a picture I want you to react to.
Okay.
It's from one of our customers. She shot herself driving, and this is what she showed.
That's pretty cool.
And that's how, you know,
This is like the little stuff, right?
exactly.
So this is, I don't know, you may be able to hard to see with the, this is a two-dimensional photo, but she's sitting in her driving in the car, and you can see how her steering wheel is not being hit by her belly. And for people that have this big belly, that's a big problem, right? Flying on the airplanes when you're wide, that's a big problem. You know, when you can't drive because your belly gets in the way, that's a hazard, right? And these are the little things that, like, I didn't even think about this. Honestly, I don't think I've ever talked about this as being an issue, but it's a big issue. You know, when you get on the airplanes, even and you have to wear the seatbelt. The seatbelt doesn't go around you. It's so embarrassing. I talked about this last week. How people go to like Magic Mountain or any of the amusement parks and they can't fit into their seats. Embarrassing as shit, right? And they're like, excuse me, we need help on aisle 12, you know? Like, you're the fat person that doesn't fit. That's how embarrassing would that be, right? And that, though, is really an important, it's a trigger moment for some individuals, because when they get that level of embarrassment, they're like, I will never fucking let that happen again. And that's the moment in time that everything changes for you. And when you can take that moment of time and use that pain and start filtering the energy in towards change. And if you can do that, that's when you transform your life. Okay, so sometimes the bad stuff has to happen. Sometimes you have to be so embarrassed and so, you know, pissed off and angry at yourself and low and depressed. You got to go to that dark spot in order to be bounced and to be propelled into your next future, whatever that next future is for you. So this young lady is able to sit in her car and fit with her driver's wheel there, and that's a big deal for her, right? And so what's your big deal? What is it going to be for you? What are you going to be talking about? You're like, oh, I can see my privates again. I get that shit all the time. Girls like, I can't believe I haven't been able to do anything down there. Now I can do stuff. And like, I don't even want to know, lady. But they always have a big smile, right? Okay, do you consider yourself an expert in women of color shapes? I consider myself an expert in liposuction and fat. And that comes on people of all colors, all sexes. I don't care what you identify as, what color you think you are, your fat's still yellow, just like everyone else is. And removal of fat is the same thing. And honestly, I've done people of all shapes, sizes, colors, creeds, whatever you want to call it. And I've actually tried to think and try to see patterns, and I've tried to figure out patterns, and there's no real patterns. There is no patterns, and so it's a myth, in my opinion. And I've done thousands and thousands of these procedures. There's no specific pattern that you can stick to one color and says it's all like this. It's not like that. So I think that if you can get it through your mindset that you're not different, we're all human, we're all the same thing. So this is the same thing, right? It's whatever issues you have. If you have stretch marks, it's going to be the same as the yellow lady or the orange lady or the white lady or the tan lady. It's going to be the same thing. It's the same thing. Your stretch marks are the same as that lady's stretch marks. Your fat's still yellow. So expert, yeah, I'm an expert at liposuction. I'm an expert. It doesn't matter what you are. I'm an expert with fat, and I create magic consistently. Shirley says, I love your personality. Good. I appreciate that. I like my personality too. I like being around myself. Okay, is the downtime 4 to 6 weeks? Yeah, I guess. I would usually tell my patients, our statistics showed that our patients were able to get back to sedentary type work in 3 to 5 days. So, but 4 to 6 weeks that's like the standard Western recommendations. It's 4 to 6 weeks for everything, right? So, you know, you can believe whatever you want, but it's really all we're trying to do when we give recommendations like that is for you to realize that there is no specific time, right? It could be a couple days or it could be a couple weeks. There's no specific time. You just need to realize that it is going to be a potential time afterwards. I had the procedure and I went back to work the next day. That's possible, right? I don't recommend it. I swelled up a lot. It wasn't a good idea, but that's the way I am, right? So I don't recommend that. That's why I'd say wait, 3 to 5 days, or wait a week. It just depends on what you are, what makes sense to you. I really don't like to limit people. So, but you're gonna limit yourself. How much for the armed lipo starting? So, Valerie, you can get the quick quote if you look on the post here. Also on there's a pinned comment for the quick quote. You can go get the quick quote and get the pricing free in an instant. It's right now. But the arms by themselves, which nobody really gets arms by themselves. But if you want arms by themselves, it's about 2,500 to 4,000, depending on your BMI. Okay, I like that your services have skin tightening and fat removal. That's how we roll, Kathy. Tell it to the Canon. Says, I want this so bad. Do you offer any payment plans besides Care Credit? Well, I think Care Credit's a good option, but there is another finance company. I think they're higher credit score though. You need to have a better credit score. And then we also have kind of like payment plans, so you can make monthly payments for 6 to 9 months, something like that. And then when you're paid in full, then we can go ahead and move forward with the procedure. Okay, where are the lipo scars? Yeah, I mean I don't think we have any pictures highlighting lipo scars, but they're tiny. And if you go to the group, there's definitely going to be some pictures there where the girls show them. But you can look in the pictures. If I see some while we're scrolling through here, I'll mention it. But they're really small for the most part. Are you looking for some?
Yeah,
it's hard to find. We're looking for them. So the fact that we're looking for them and we can't find them is I think that's a good indication for you. Where are the C-section women at? A lot of them. Like she probably has a C-section, and but you'll never see, right? Because you're never gonna see that stuff publicly either. So like I know that you guys are thinking you want to see everything, but these are real women and they're sharing their shit, right? And they're doing it publicly. They post these things on the public platforms, which means that this stuff's out there. So a lot of women don't want to show their shit publicly like that. So that's why they may be covering up afterwards. But if you private message them, a lot of them will share. A lot of them are open because when they were in the same boat that you were in, where you're looking to get this procedure, someone helped them. And so what I tell them is like, it's your obligation now to pay it forward. If someone helped you to make the right decision and gave you information and shared their story, then it's now your obligation is to pay it forward. And now that you've achieved this, you have to help someone else. And it's basically like you get further down this path and you got to turn around and shine your light. And so I've gotten so far down this path. I got these big head beams that are keeping the whole highway lit up for you girls to follow. But it's the individual people along the way that need to help the individuals rise. And as we rise together, we can get to this higher level of being. And I think that you're going to find that there's been more and more life transformations within a group, which is super exciting. And you can be the next one. And all you have to do is choose to be the next one. That's what's exciting, right? All you have to do is choose and then decide to go down the path. And if you start going down the path and start following the recommendations, like make sure you're drinking plenty of water, check. Make sure you're exercising and walking, check. Make sure you're getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night, check. Then start addressing your diet. Make sure you start cutting out carbs and sugars and processed foods and anything other than water, right? So once you start doing some of these things, your life will start to change. I promise you. But you have to start getting committed to it, and you have to get committed to see you have to reach that point in time where you're like, I'm so fucking sick of this shit. I'm so fucking sick of this belly. I don't want to have it anymore, and I'm done. And I'm going to do anything that I need to do to get rid of it. When you get to that point, that's when change happens. That's when you decide, I will never, ever, ever go back to that person. Never. And once you commit like that, that's when it's possible for you to get huge life transformations. And I've seen it happen so many times. So when you're ready to change your transform your life, that's when you come to me. And when you come to me, I take you and I throw you forward into the future, because we take that belly off. That would have taken her, years through diet and exercise potentially, right? And so I throw her into the future, and she gets there and she's like, whoa! She's all freaked out. She's like, who's this person? It's not me anymore. But that's when you got to start changing. That's why I'm preparing you now. You got to change the way that you see yourself. Once you get to be this thinner person, you have to become that person. If you don't become that person, then you turn right back into that old person. When I say become that person, it's like you got to start doing the same things that they should be doing. The thinner person should be eating better. The thinner person should be drinking more water. The thinner person should be more active. The thinner person should be getting better sleep. The thinner person should be reducing the stress in their life. This is what they should be doing. And if you can do that, then you deserve to have this thinner body. And you will become that person. It's just a matter of time. If you do it. But if you're not committed, you turn right back into the old person. It's your choice, right? I can only help. I can only help those who want to be helped. If you don't want to be helped and you want to revert back to your old you, then that's your choice. And you'll just slide off in the distance, and it'll be like, once you get into the shadows, you're gone, right? But I'm here to help you. If you can stay within the lighted path here, we can just follow. We got you. We got you. You just got to get started. I have a C-section scar. That's why. Well, yeah, Teriona, we can help with the C-section scars. A lot of these women have those issues, so it's not like you're out of the ordinary. Most of these women are moms. She had like 6 kids or something like that. A lot of these women have had many, many kids, and you better believe they've had some C-sections. So there's tons of girls that have had C-sections. So you're certainly not venturing a path that has not been, walked before. And the results are awesome. A lot of times girls get the adhesions from the C-section scars, so it just depends on what kind of adhesions that you have, which makes it variable differences. But I got lots of tricks at breaking up adhesions and making the results awesome with the C-section scar, making it flat. So the key is getting out fat on both sides of the scar to make the whole thing flat. If I was born with an open belly button, would that be a problem? I don't think so. I don't even know what that means, an open belly button. But if you have a hernia there, that would be the issue. So the hernia is where if the hole that the belly button comes through, if the intestines pooch out through that would be the problem. So, but I'd have to evaluate your situation, Kamisha. Obviously, if this is a concern for you, I need to see pictures and need to know more information about what this is, because I don't understand what that means. Open belly button. I haven't heard that term before. Probably really simple, right? I just have to see it. It's a funny thing with language is, I tell you words for you to think of something that visually, but the truth is that those words never, they never give it the justice, the visuals nor the emotions. I can tell you that something was, it only had a little bit of discomfort, but then to one person it's like the worst pain ever, and another person is no big deal. It's just a little bit. So the words don't always portray the story in a lot of these situations here. So in this situation, I just for a open belly button, it's an interesting term. I just haven't heard it described that way. One of my favorite procedures is this chin liposuction, because it's so easy, first of all, to get that chin to go away. And if you've been hiding with this fullness in the face, it's so easy to get that fat taken off, and all of a sudden you have this jawline. Okay, Monique says, I was getting a tummy tuck, but I see your results looking good without surgery, and I'm trying to lose weight. First, do lipo, take some weight off your body. Well, that's great. I'm happy we saved you, Monique. That's awesome. That's good to hear. I know there's lots of girls that are trying to avoid tummy tuck. So I speak to them. I speak to you. I think that this is a great opportunity for you to not have a big scar. And here's the thing. What happens if I have more loose skin after liposuction? You can still get a tummy tuck if that's what you want. But what happens if you don't? That's when you guys start thinking, right? See, smart people, intelligent people, they're going to solve problems. But intelligent people and geniuses, they're the ones that prevent these problems. So what I'm suggesting is let's prevent the problem from ever happening. If we do liposuction, we're going to prevent a lot of problems. But if you go and get the tummy tuck, you cause a problem, then you're going to still need to solve another problem, which is now you still have fat, you're still boxy. So let's solve some problems as well as avoid some problems. Let's start working like geniuses here. And as far as losing weight, if you lose too much, the skin gets soggy. So be careful in losing excessive amount of weights before you get liposuction. The liposuction itself, when we remove the fat, it stimulates the healing response, and that's when you get the skin tightening. So don't be too aggressive with losing weight before you get the liposuction. Liposuction is going to give you a shape. When you lose weight, you'll be just a smaller version of yourself, and you may not like that. Okay, I had 4 kids, my belly hangs. How many sessions you think I need? Well, we do, all these are one session. all of them. We don't do multiple sessions on the same area, so you need one session. That's it to get these kind of results. And it doesn't matter, 4 kids. None of that stuff matters to me. It's about the quality of your fat and how easily it comes out. But more importantly for you in particular, each of these girls have issues, whether it's stretch marks and loose skin. You're gonna have some issues too. I don't know what your issues are. However, if they're the same as these girls, I promise. You don't have anything that other people didn't have. And they've come through, they've gotten results, the skin tightens up. So you just need to choose and decide to go through this process and hope for the best, because all these other people have gotten these awesome results, and maybe you can too, but there's no guarantees. You just have to jump, you have to leap in and just fuck it, just do it, right? And if you just do it, magic happens. That's when the miracles happen. If you don't take the risk, there's no chance in the miracle will happen. Not a chance. But if you got to leap, you just got to jump. And sometimes that's when miracles happens. We take big risks, but you can get big rewards. Have you had anyone complaining about keloiding at their scars? Yeah, of course. I've done 15,000 procedures, lots of different people. So definitely there's going to be there's the people that are more prone to keloiding. Not all people that have keloids get keloids every time. So sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. There are scar treatments afterwards. Those of you who have keloids, you probably are more aware and conscious of the scar treatments, so you're going to want to do those things after the procedures. But there's also steroid injections that can be done for keloids. But here's the thing, it's a trade-off. Scars, fat. Scars, fat. Which one do you want more? And you got to choose. It's not my choice. It's your choice. Which one do you want more? If you want the scars, or you don't want the scars, and you want them bad enough to where you'd rather keep the fat, then you keep the fat and don't get the scars, right? But if you're like, fuck that, I hate the fat, I hate the way it makes me feel, I hate that I have to hide all the time, I'll take the scars. I don't have to show anybody. I'll take the scars. Okay, that's your choice. Some of these girls, they have like bad stretch marks, loose skin, and they're like, I don't have to show my belly. I got stretch marks. I'm not going to show it anyways. I haven't showed it in 2 decades. Why would I show it now? So if I have a little bit of loose skin afterwards, I don't care. I want to look good in clothes. That's their goal. So when you're thinking about, do I need this procedure or whatever, you have to think about what's your goal, because your goal is different than everyone else's. It doesn't have to look perfect if that's not your goal. Some people, that's your goal. Cool. Then you're going to be more focused on how does it look? Is perfect and this and that. If that's your goal, then you're going to be focused on different things. Okay, going to start my ketone supplement. I will update with my opinion after. Good to hear, Kathy. It's really interesting with this new ketone supplement that we've been doing. There's so much promise. I've been reading all these different books on the ketone diet, or the keto diet. Sorry. With all these books on the keto diet and all the benefits. There's so many benefits. There's a autoimmune protocol. So those of you with autoimmune diseases, being in ketosis is going to help cure your problem. It's awesome. So this ketone supplement is going to, I think, my prediction is that we're going to help a lot of individuals to improve their health for the long term. So some people won't even get the procedure, but they're improving their health. And to me, I just want stories. I want transformations. I want to be a part of change. To me, that's what lights me up. Some people will need liposuction. Cool, we'll help those people. Some people will just want to lose weight. Cool, we'll help that people. After these procedures, you need to continue on with a healthy lifestyle. We're going to help those people. We're going to help make this whole process as easy as possible, because I want more and more people to transform their life. It's like our logo is a butterfly, and so the symbolic is going from that cocoon state of being with your covered with fat, is shedding that fat and becoming the butterfly that you're supposed to be. Okay, Terriona says, I got my quick quote. Is that something that is agreed upon you? Yeah, so Terriona, so when you get your quick quote, that's so now you see what the pricing is. And if you like that, then the next step is getting your formal consultation. When you do the formal consultation, I'm going to visually look at your pictures and then corroborate the quick quote to make sure that it's accurate based off of your situation. Very rarely I make different exceptions, but it may, like, maybe you're on the borderline of one category, and I might quote you at a lower category, or I might suggest that you lose some weight so we can get you into the lower category. I make exceptions, but the next step for you would be to get that formal consultation when you're ready. Okay, here Linda says, is at age 45 okay to get something done? Absolutely, absolutely. And you can, this is liposuction. We've done doing it under local anesthesia, so you're awake the whole time. It's the safest, most cost-effective way of doing the procedure. Okay, do you do skin tightening after weight loss for the arms? Yeah, so we do. This isn't for weight loss. If you've had weight loss surgery, then we can do liposuction. Liposuction gets the fat out. When you get the fat out, you can see how well the skin does tighten up. And this happens on the arms, the abdomen, the legs. Big beer snob. What up, dude? You turned 50. Damn, you're old. No, that's not even old. 50 is the new, I see this is where I'm like 40 is the new 20. So that means 50 is the new 30, right? But when I get to 50, 50 is going to be the new 20. I'm just going back in my biological age. So some of you might see my skin tone is looking good. My gray hairs are starting to diminish. I'm going back in time. When I get there, I'll tell you guys. We're located in Vegas. Okay, from what they say, it's fine to get at most any age. I'm 56 in menopause. Yeah, so it's a fat look. As long as you're healthy, it's liposuction safe. All right, guys, I've been on here for over an hour. I'm getting tired. I got to go to my family, and we're headed to Mexico. So I'll be back next week. So thank you so much for jumping on here. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget get your quick quote. That's the next step of getting your pricing, and then get the formal consultation. And please follow us on My Shape Keto on TikTok. I need to get 1,000 followers so I can start going live there. Follow us on TikTok, My Shape Keto. That's the name. We got banned from My Shape Lipo, so we got a new page. So we're working the system. See you there on TikTok.